quote, be my victim.
Mommy's with the maggots now.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff.
Well, hi there.
Hello and welcome to our new podcast.
Yay!
We wanted, horror movies are played out. Once you've seen one, you've seen them all.
Basically, yeah.
So we decided to switch it up, and instead of Would You Die, we're doing Would You Cry.
A beautiful title.
And I'm excited for our first month of movies, but obviously we're starting things out with The Notebook.
Classic.
Ryan Gosling, Rachel McAdams. It's really. Wait, did you hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
Something's out. Should I get up and
Yeah.
go check?
I think you should probably go check.
All right. Hey, it's just a clown. What the?
Oh my god. What, Austin? Are you good? What do you mean oh no.
Welcome to my new podcast. The show where I'm in control now.
April Fools!
Welcome back.
We did it, guys. And welcome to Would You Die? The show where that was the longest piss I've ever taken. I'm Austin Torres.
I'm Anneliese Petersmark.
And we are not doing romantic tragedies ever, except for 2 months ago where we kind of did a few romantic tragedies.
Right.
Horror forever, baby.
Always.
This is Send in the Clowns month.
It is Send in the Clowns month. If you didn't get it by Austin's quote and our wonderful setup, we are starting out Send in the Clowns month with Terrifier.
Are you terrified?
Yes. Yes, I am. I can't believe you made me do this. Also, for the record, my birthday month. Just putting that out there. He made me watch Terrifier during my birthday month.
In my defense, it was funny.
If you've never seen Terrifier, real short synopsis this time. A crazy clown stalks and kills in an abandoned building on Halloween night.
That's really it. No, it's later this month. That was a joke. But yeah,
Spoilers, I guess,
sure.
for Would You Die, the podcast. What is your personal connection to this movie?
So this movie has been in my life for a couple years now.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I've ever saw this movie, it was Unwilling.
Okay.
I was hanging out with my best friend and friend of the podcast, Doug. And it was Spartan football game day, which means I had been drinking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And later that night, we're back at his place, and we decided to put on Bird Box because it just came out on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Me, who has been drinking for, especially, 2018, I think this was?
Yeah.
2018 or 2019, whenever Bird Box came out. I am only a few years removed from college, so I could go hard.
Mm-hmm.
Especially back at that time, and especially being a Spartan go green.
Go white.
I
Get drunk.
party like Sparty. I fall asleep like 30, 40 minutes through Bird Box. I don't think I made it quite halfway.
Mm-hmm.
And I wake up to see some clown mutilating this guy in a pizza parlor.
Yeah.
And in my drunken, just waking up state, I turn to my buddy and I say, Bird Box got weird.
That is funny. I do remember you telling that story when we watched Bird Box for the podcast, now that you mention it. When you said, you told me off mic, like, you'll remember my backstory with this movie. But I didn't remember until you said that. Yeah.
And then it was actually a few years before I watched this film in its entirety.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you wake up to that, I was like, Doug, I'm going to bed. I'm not watching this.
Yeah, that's intense.
He was like, fair. So I didn't finish the rest of the movie at that time. Fast forward to 2022, Terrifier 2 is coming out in theaters, and I made plans with Doug to go see it. And I figured I didn't need to see... I saw what I needed to see of Terrifier. I figured I could hop into Terrifier 2 and understand what was going on. I was correct, but then I really enjoyed Terrifier 2. I was like, maybe I should give Terrifier another shot. So I did.
All right. And the rest is history.
And the rest is history.
And then you had to spread the gospel and terrify everybody else.
As the good Lord intended.
So, our monthly theme is Send in the Clowns.
Send in the clowns.
And in order to kind of get us into this, you really decided to trial by fire Jeremy and I, because our personal connection is that we watched it today.
Sometimes you just got to push your friends into the deep end.
That's super fair.
Yeah, I was going to say, we have something in common. Both of us watched this movie for the first time against our will. Today, yeah.
April Fools!
So, for context here, I was really hesitant to do this month because I don't like clowns. It's one of my more normal fears.
Yeah.
Or at least my more common ones. And I don't like clowns because when I was little, I watched a live action version of the book Madeline. I don't know if anybody knows about Madeline, but she, in a little house in Paris, all covered in vines, lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. The smallest one was Madeline. That Madeline. There was a live action version from the 90s, and I watched it. And at one point, she runs away with a boy to the circus. And it was scary, and I didn't like it. And there was a scary clown scene in the Hall of Mirrors, and it was a whole thing. So I've hated clowns ever since. So I am very hesitant stepping into this month. I'm not going to lie to you. But I feel like at this point, the worst of it is over.
What if I told you it wasn't?
I would freak out.
I think it is. I really think it.
Here's the thing. I've seen our 2 movies that we're ending the month with. So,
Yeah.
I don't know about the other one, but, we'll see.
I do have to say, I think it's funny, because for a long time, I had a pretty big fear of clowns.
Really? Do you feel like this desensitized you?
No, I 100% credit Art the Clown with killing my fear of it.
Okay.
Of them. That in 2016, when they all started becoming a thing,
That's fair.
I was just like, I don't know, for whatever reason. After that, but then with Art the Clown, I'm like, I'm just not scared. If I saw one at night in the middle of the road, would I be scared? Yes, but I'd be scared of a normal person in the middle of the night and in the middle of the road. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
But when I was little, I saw Dumbo at a very young age. And
Okay.
the clowns were mean to Dumbo. And my mom thinks that's why I didn't like clowns for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were bullies. They were mean to Dumbo.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's fair. Jeremy, what are your feelings on clowns? I don't know that we've ever actually talked about it.
I'm not the biggest fan. They're for sure not. I have never had as big of an aversion to clowns, but I definitely don't like them either. I find them to just be kind of inherently creepy, just the whole vibe. But that being said, I also think that even though they are inherently creepy, they don't have to be. I don't know,
Yeah.
they are literally designed to be comforting to children, and that's why they have the bright colors and the makeup and all that. That's the point. I think that the clowns being creepy thing is kind of leaned into in the zeitgeist with pop culture. So you know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily think that, like, I feel like it's a chicken and egg situation where it's like,
Right.
are clowns creepy, or did creepy clowns make clowns creepy?
I think I'm forgetting his name, but there's a real life serial killer.
Yeah, you're thinking of
John Wayne Gacy.
Gacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in the terms of like, were clowns scary or did scary clown, like, he is the first,
Yeah.
because essentially what he did was take something aimed at children, something that's supposed to be safe and fun and secure, and turned it into evil.
Right.
And then, then you get Pennywise and Art the Clown and
Yes.
a slew of other scary clown type characters.
Yeah. I mean, he's not the first scary clown, but he is like definitely the first real scary clown. Like, for example, Edgar Allan Poe was writing stories about scary clowns.
I didn't know that.
In the 19th century.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I think what probably cemented it, like, the National Lampoon also had like a comic about Frenchie the Clown, who was an evil clown in the 80s. But yeah, he absolutely solidified like the first real fear of like, oh, this is like a real thing that people could, and like obviously Joker, I guess.
Yeah, because Joker's been around for a while.
Since the 40s. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, crazy.
But yeah, Art is, I think, the latest and the nastiest.
I agree after today. Yeah. So, send in the clowns. Art the Clown. What a guy.
He's a silly, goofy guy.
He's something. So, Art the Clown was kind of conceptualized by Damien Leone, who made his directorial debut with a short film called The Ninth Circle in 2008, which is where Art the Clown came from.
Yes.
That was his original appearance.
Not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but when we get to cultural impact, we're going to talk a lot.
Okay. He didn't intend for him to be the lead villain. Like, he was kind of a background character, but he was kind of like, people loved him. People were obsessed with him. So he brought him back as the lead antagonist in his short film version of Terrifier, which came out in 2011. And then he had an anthology film called All Hallows Eve in 2013, which had a new art story, and then eventually made the feature film focusing solely on art.
Yes.
And so he basically wanted to take familiar elements from all American horror movies, and the movie itself, like I said in the synopsis, is a pretty straightforward story.
Yeah.
Mostly focusing on like the horrifying acts that Art commits and not necessarily plot.
Before we started recording, Anneliese was like, so Austin, what is actually the plot of this movie? And I was like, no.
Right.
It's really just filler getting you from gore set piece to gore set piece.
Yeah. So Jenna, I think it's Cannell.
Yeah, Jenna Cannell.
Yeah, plays Tara Hayes, who is kind of our like false protagonist. She originally auditioned for The Ninth Circle and did not get the part, but they kept in touch and wanted to collaborate, and so he sent her the Terrifier script and cast her like based on a previous audition. So she also did all of her own stunt work, all of that. Catherine Corcoran is Dawn, who filmed the most graphic but also the most dangerous scene.
Yes.
Which, again, I mean, like, obviously spoilers for Terrifier, featured her getting hacksawed completely in half, suspended upside down, and shackled by her feet without a rig. She was not able to even out her weight distribution. She was just hanging there. So in order to keep it safe, they filmed in 40-second increments, and then the crew placed a platform beneath her between takes.
Right.
So that had to have been just the most tedious shoot, in my opinion. Like, it's got to be crazy.
And the problem with that, if you listen to interviews with Catherine Corcoran, she's spoken on this a lot. They wanted to do it safe, but the problem with how they did it was they had like that platform she can rest on, and then they'd hang her back down. But, gravity she never came right side up in that time.
Yeah.
So she would come up and like the blood rushing to her head wouldn't rush back down. It would just settle. So she still had to go to the doctors a little bit after because it messed up like her like equilibrium. And if they did any more, you know, you could get a seizure from that.
Yes.
It can really mess you up.
Yes. So Art the Clown was originally played by Mike Gianelli in the short films. And then he did not want to reprise the role, so it was given to David Howard Thornton, who is obviously mostly known for this, but has also done a lot of those, I don't know, this is kind of becoming a genre, but like public domain horror.
Yeah.
Like probably the first most famous one was the Winnie the Pooh horror.
Right.
We should do a bear month.
Stop teasing me.
I'm sorry. But he ended up, he's been in 2 so far. He's been in The Mean One, which I'm sure you can guess is How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
And they can't legally say the Grinch.
No, they cannot. But it's on his Wikipedia blaze. It says he starred as the titular character in a horror retelling of Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas in The Mean One. And then he played like a Mickey Mouse parody in Screamboat, which is a parody of like a horror parody of Steamboat Willie, which was
right.
That movie, or not that movie, but Steamboat Willie itself went into the public domain, and then the day later Screamboat was announced.
And then there was another one called Mousetrap.
Yes.
So a bunch of different companies had the same idea.
Yes. So Thornton has been Art the Clown in the feature-length film Terrifier, in Terrifier 2, in Terrifier 3, he will be in Terrifier 4, and he reprised the role in an episode of the Peacock series Bupkis, which stars Pete Davidson.
I gotta talk about this for a second.
Yes.
I was listening to a podcast interview with Damien Leone, and it's not just David Howard Thornton playing Art the Clown in this Peacock show. It's like Damien Leone doing the makeup too. So it's legit. It is Art the Clown, you know?
Yeah.
And that, I guess how that went about is Pete Davidson is a huge fan of Terrifier to the point where he would go and have his famous friends come over and he'd be like, hey, you want to see something wild? And he'll show his famous friends Terrifier. So basically what I did today.
Yeah.
And
you and Pete Davidson, same vibe.
yeah. If you're saying I could pull Kate Beckinsale, that is a compliment. But my ego is never coming down. But he somehow calls up Damien Leone and is just like, hey, can Art the Clown be in my Peacock show? And he's like, yeah, obviously. Now Art the Clown's everywhere. He's Funko Pops. He's in Fortnite. He's at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios. He's on my hoodie, which I got from Hot Topic. That's not true. It was a Christmas present from my mommy. Yay. But I know she got it from Hot Topic.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so kind of crazy how quickly it became a cult classic.
And I think a big reason why it did, I know we're jumping around a bit, whatever.
It's okay.
It's our show. We do what we want.
Yeah. We don't care who knows.
We don't care who knows. I think a big reason why this film kind of blew up is because this film came out in 2016. Gains a reputation. Damien Leone and David Howard Thornton start touring the cons.
Yeah.
Conventions and whatnot, and start, meeting other people, and then people become fans. It's like, oh, it's those Terrifier guys, you know? So they build up a word of mouth. 2018 or 2019, Terrifier gets picked up it gets put on Netflix.
Right.
That now it garners a real reputation because people be like, yo, I just watched the messed up thing. You got to watch this Terrifier. It's so gory. It's so creepy, you know? Word of mouth goes along. When they start making Terrifier 2, original Terrifier has a budget of about $35,000.
Right.
Terrifier 2 they bumped it up. I don't know exactly how much, but in order to pull off what Damien Leone wanted to see in his head, he's like, we need an additional 50,000. We'll do an Indiegogo campaign just for this extra 50,000 bucks. And they made $250,000 in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Because this film garnered such a following. And yes, the Netflix word of mouth helps, but I think it's because they went through the conventions and met people, and toured, basically. How you would when you're starting out a band.
Yeah.
You don't just start off being AC/DC. You got to tour with Black Sabbath first. You got to tour with Led Zeppelin first. Now you're AC/DC, then, I don't know, Quiet Riot's opening for you, or Van Halen. But you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of people who where did this clown come from? This clown's been around. This was not an overnight success.
It feels like it, I believe,
to
the general public, at least to me. I feel definitely. Art the Clown kind of came out of nowhere 2 years ago, and he already had 3 movies. And I was I don't even know how this happened. But
he wasn't at Fortnite right away. Yeah.
Right. But, they definitely did the groundwork to get that kind of happening. So, I've said it a couple times now, but our monthly theme is Send in the Clowns.
Yeah.
What made you feel like this was the way to start out, I guess?
It was April Fool's Day, and I wanted to be mean.
That's fair. You succeeded. So good job.
And also, I told the truth,
Yeah.
But also part of it is we've been doing this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to do some more hardcore shit,
Super fair, yeah.
And I feel like this is a good bar for hardcore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, when it comes to this month, I don't think Killer Clowns from Outer Space is going to do shit. You know what I mean?
Probably not.
I know I spoiled what else we're covering, but I also post a schedule, so...
Right, this is not that surprising.
But, I think just looking ahead, if we want to cover more hardcore movies, I think your tolerance is way up.
Right.
That being said, there are movies I'm not going to subject us to.
Mm-hmm.
So, because there are people who like way more hardcore shit than this.
Yeah.
Even I have my limits.
I'm going to be honest. I have a limit.
And I feel like this was a good litmus test.
Yeah. I for sure have a limit. And, I know there's probably, other movies that meet this level of limit that I'm thinking of that I wouldn't even know existed.
Right.
So you could probably lead me, in blind, but I would prefer you didn't.
And I wouldn't want to. If I felt like there's something of this level,
mm-hmm.
I'd give a warning.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one where it's I feel like will be our ceiling.
Cool. Yeah.
So, for example, we're never going to cover Cannibal Holocaust.
You're not going to make me watch a Serbian film?
Fuck, I forgot about that. No, I'm not.
Thanks.
I mean, never say... I wouldn't make you. If we cover that, it's because you want to.
Okay.
And I doubt that will ever happen.
I doubt it.
But,
but
never
we'll
say
see.
never.
I mean, maybe I'll get really fucked up after a while.
It happens. But, me personally, I don't want to watch a Serbian film.
Yeah.
I feel I'm good. Maybe one day. I've never seen it.
Yeah, I feel like it's okay.
I've seen Cannibal Holocaust, and I'd rather not watch that film again.
I don't even know if I know what that one's about. That's okay. I don't have to.
I mean, the titles.
Yeah, no, it's there.
So, I don't think we'll get much more hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
I think Terrifier 2 or Terrifier 3 try to cross the line further, but I don't think it does it to the point you're not prepared for.
Fair.
I feel like if you can handle this, you can handle the others.
Yeah.
I got a fun story when we cover Terrifier 3.
We'll get to it, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so clowns as a phenomenon, I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit because we are kind of getting into it. And we did kind of touch on this.
I mentioned it a little bit.
Right, at the beginning in terms of the history of kind of evil clowns and everything. So clowns themselves have been around, like just in general, have been around for like forever.
Yeah.
They have been found since 2400 BC is probably our earliest mention of like this type in Egypt. A lot of times traditionally clowns were actually performed by the same people as priests, which is kind of weird. They kind of had like a socio-religious role, but yeah, it kind of makes sense when you think about it, only because you're looking at two kind of purveyors of mysticism, if that makes sense. Clowns are very like magical, mysterious.
Yeah.
They don't often talk. They often mime. And then you have like religious figures who are, especially like, you know, in the time of Egypt, performing like miracles and doing like magic and that kind of stuff. So that's that. And then in kind of as time goes on, it kind of incorporated a lot of like court jester type vibes and that kind of stuff. And then now we mostly associate it with like the circus clown, which is like a 19th, 20th century thing. Clowns in horror have been kind of like, you're probably thinking the Joker, like I said, is our earliest example of this, but you're also thinking Pennywise. Now you're thinking Art the Clown. Like, I think that's the big thing, and that's also probably why it was necessary to include. If we're doing Clown Month, you can't do a Clown Month in 2026 without talking about Art the Clown. Like, he is the modern, like, when you think horror clown, you're thinking Pennywise. Well, not Pennywise, you're thinking Art.
He is, I would say Art the Clown is the biggest horror icon of today.
Yeah, I would agree. Like, if we're talking just, like, recent, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And there are, you know, if I'm thinking, like, the 2000 to now, we have a couple. Samara comes out around this time. But Samara might count as late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Because Sadako, that original film, came out in 98.
Mm-hmm.
Jigsaw, I would say, is one of the big icons.
Mm-hmm. Like the puppet, specifically?
The character is represented by the puppet, so both.
Pearl?
I don't know if Pearl's
I feel like I
Art
see
the
so
Clown
many.
level.
I see so many like Halloween costumes of Pearl.
That's
That's the only
true.
reason I'm saying that.
I'd say she's up there, but I don't know if she's Art the Clown level. Maybe
I think
she's closest.
Pennywise counts only because the remakes were so pervasive.
Okay.
Like post 2000, because like I think, you know, him as an actual entity is obviously pre 2000, but post 2000, like that character design,
like the Bill Skarsgård version of him.
Yeah.
I think because like I'm not counting Mikey My My, I'm not counting Ghostface. They're still just as strong as ever, but they've been around. They kept going. I want to say Orphan, because Orphan's fun, but she only has 2 movies.
I don't think her herself is a horror icon. I think those movies maybe are, but
sure.
It's the same thing I would say with like Hereditary and Midsummer. Is like those movies are probably iconic horror from the 2010s, but they're not like, there's no like antagonist that really sticks out in your
Well, that's why I'm thinking of Orphan, because she is an antagonist.
Yes, but I don't know that she's iconic enough to.
Not on Art the Clown's level.
No.
For sure. And there are some I like Victor Crowley I love, but I don't think he's at Art's level of fame.
I think for a minute, I don't think this is the case now, but I think for a minute, people forget how pervasive Twisty the Clown was from American Horror Story.
Oh yeah, he was around.
He was like...
I thought you were going to say the Babadook for a second.
I love the Babadook.
The Babadook is an icon, I think. But I think Art the Clown's more famous than the Babadook now.
Yeah.
I don't even know his name, or if he's ever giving one, but the demon from Insidious.
They call him the lipstick face demon.
Yeah.
Which I don't
Darth
love
Maul.
that name. Yeah, it's Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. But like, I feel like he's pretty pervasive.
I think he's iconic.
Yeah.
But on the same level as Art the Clown, I think Art's the biggest right now.
I agree.
Because, like, even though this is, like, you guys didn't know him when he first came around, when I said, hey, we're going to watch Terrifier, you guys were like, no, not that movie.
Yeah.
And, like, he was a TikTok meme for a while.
I think, like, we say Jigsaw? We probably said Jigsaw. Yeah. I think we can make that.
I think Jigsaw's the only one that comes. Well, no, Jigsaw.
I don't think
Pearl.
she's as pervasive, but I think she is pervasive enough that she would be up there in the conversation. But Megan.
Yeah. I would say, like, the average person knows who Megan is.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I do think it's probably.
I think it's art though.
It's
like
art,
I don't think it's really.
Or if there's any rival, I think it's Jigsaw, which I think kind of goes to the whole theme of the month, because while Jigsaw's not a clown, he's clown-esque, like the puppet.
The
He's
puppet,
like
definitely.
You know what I'm
clown
saying?
Puppet. I mean, listen, I don't know what like real Jigsaw looks like. I have not seen that movie, but like.
You don't know what John Kramer looks like?
Oh, is it this guy?
So John
Yeah, it's that
Kramer
guy.
is Jigsaw. The puppet is Billy the Puppet.
Okay, fine.
In your defense, you haven't seen those movies.
I've never seen those movies.
But I have. And they're fun. But yeah, I think Art the Clown's having a moment. And I think it's really cool that this nasty ass character who's so creepy and so violent.
He's fucking horrifying.
And yet he brings so much joy to millions of people.
Who?
When you go to horror conventions now and David Howard Thornton's there, his lines
Listen, he's
are so
very,
big.
very good at his job. I hate that motherfucker.
I've
Not David Thornton. That's not like his fault. Like David Howard Thornton did nothing wrong. He just played a character very convincingly.
if
Art the
anything he did
Clown-
everything right.
Right. Art the Clown. I want to kill him. Like I want to punch him so bad.
Producer Jeremy brought up a picture of what he looks like without the makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to see this, Lisa.
Yeah, no, I saw him when I was doing my research. He's very friendly and approachable looking.
He's a really nice guy. I've actually never met him,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been at conventions he's been at,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been in the same room, and I've been, like, by him, and I can feel his warmth, but I've never met him because his lines are so long.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, the only lines I've seen bigger than his are for the Scream people and Robert Englund.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, yeah, Freddy's
Yeah.
going to have the bigger line.
Yeah, that's Ghostface and Freddy. I mean,
And when I say the Scream people, I really just mean Nev Campbell, Matthew Lillard, and Skeet Ulrich.
right? Yeah.
Not all the Scream people, you know? Like David Howard Thornton. And he just spends a lot of time with the fans. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we talked about earlier. It's kind of thanks to him that this franchise is even as big as it is.
Right. And what he'll do at a lot of conventions is, you know how you can pay for like a professional photo op?
Yes.
He'll do his in costume.
That's crazy.
And it's movie quality costume.
That's got to take like hours.
It does, I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'm sure they got it down to a process, but still.
Still, I mean,
Still.
you like look at these people who do like super detailed costuming. Like, I mean, people on like the Avatar sets or whatever, and it
Right.
takes them like they have to get there so early
Mhm.
to just get into prosthetics and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, insane, crazy costume design. Also, like just wild.
Yeah. And you got to credit Damian Leone for coming up with that design.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you mentioned earlier, David Howard Thornton didn't always play Art the Clown.
Mm-hmm.
There was another guy that did it for the short films.
Yeah.
And I don't remember his name, but he didn't want to do a big
Right.
feature.
Right.
He was down to do it because they were friends, you
Mhm.
know.
Right.
But making a feature like that, and if it blew up big, I think it was, if you don't want to do it, get out now, you know?
Right. Yeah.
I think it's really cool what this film accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's the best film ever.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when we get to my Letterboxd review. But I definitely agree that I think that like The character design is amazing. I
Yeah.
think in terms of like accomplishing going from, I mean, like this is like the true like independent filmmaker like dream story, right?
Right.
You make a short film, you try to turn it into a feature length. The feature length goes incredibly well, becomes a cult classic. You get enough funding to make a second and a third and a fourth one, and now like horror conventions all over the world like know who you are.
Right. And like the second one, they put it in theaters. It was only supposed to be in theaters for a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It played like all of October because it kept selling out shows.
Yeah.
And theaters like, well, can we play it another week?
Right.
We like money. You like money.
Mm-hmm. Let's keep going.
So when it's time for Terrifier 3, you know.
Yeah.
I do think they get better.
I assume so. Because they're only, here's the thing, is like we've said it a couple times, this movie has very little plot.
Yeah.
And that's fine because like the kills carry it. It's a very entertaining movie.
Yeah. It's fun with your friends.
Yes, I would agree. But like I can't imagine watching a second movie of just this, or a third movie
Right.
of just this, or God forbid a fourth movie of just this. So I would assume it would have to have a little bit more weight to it.
I think they
in the
do.
sequels.
I want to give Damien Leone a lot of credit. I think he reads Letterboxd and Rotten Tomatoes reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he uses them to get better.
Fair.
So I think the movies get better. But with this one, it's like, you did the damn thing. Not everybody's going to like it,
Mm-hmm.
but you made a movie. And you made your movie. I think it's beautiful.
I do too. And the movie, by all accounts, was very successful. I mean, like you said, you don't get to make a second or a third or a
Right.
fourth movie without this movie.
Exactly. And while I think part like Terrifier 2 and Terrifier 3 are much better,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Terrifier 2, 1 gets made, 2 is as good as it is
Right, without the first one.
without the lessons learned from the first. Obviously,
Yeah.
a bigger budget means you can hire more people, you know.
Terrifier 3 debuted at number 1 on its opening weekend and is the highest grossing unrated film of all time.
Yeah, I helped.
I believe it.
But I think they're fun movies. They're gross.
Yeah.
I don't recommend them for everybody. But they're fun to talk about. They're fun to, like, watch your friends' reactions.
Mm-hmm.
You guys had great reactions.
Yeah.
When Tara and Art are having their final battle, which is really early in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think the movie starts dragging once Tara's out of the picture.
Yeah, I would agree.
But when Art the Clown is getting his ass kicked and you think Tara's gonna win, and then he pulls out the gun, both of you like jumped out of your seats and had a very visceral reaction.
That was insane. I don't know why. I think just because like I'm not used to like slashers having guns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like slashers are supposed to be like slow, stalks you, like finally gets you and like tortures you. And that's what Art does the whole film until eventually like she's got him cornered and he just like bang. What?
Yeah, Art has contingency plans.
Yeah.
Which was weird.
Yep.
Yep. That's all.
I
It was an odd moment.
I want to give Damien Leone a lot of credit. I don't think the writing on this film's great. He gets better, which I think, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he, before this point, really made his name known as a special effects makeup artist,
Mm-hmm.
which fantastic in this film.
Mm-hmm.
And I think his writing gets better in the future. But in this one, while I don't think the writing is great, you can tell he's a slasher fan. Because he's like, how am I going to trick's the wrong word, but how am I going to subvert the expectations of the slasher audience while also giving them exactly what they want? One of the most brutal kills in horror history.
Mm-hmm.
But also he has a gun. I think Jeremy, like, if I remember correctly, he just looks at us and goes, Art the Clown's packing heat?
Yeah. That was wild.
Yeah, it was shocking.
Bang.
It was terrifying. I think they should have set Tara on fire, and then it would have been a Terrifier.
Boo.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Art
'Cause
the
I live
Clown
here.
would clap for that.
Thank you. I know he would. He would support me. Nobody else does.
What does that say about you?
That I have the humor of a megalomaniac.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, are you ready for our Terrifier relatives?
Yes, I am. For our Art the Clown relatives.
For our Eat Her Face relatives?
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah.
Our pizza relatives?
Oh god. Okay. Who would you save?
I would save Dawn.
Okay. That's it.
No one deserves what she got.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point. I think I would save. She's officially casted as the cat lady,
Oh,
but
Yep.
she really tried to just like take care of Art. She was like, "I'll be your mom now," and then he scalped her and took off her breasts
yeah.
and then wore them.
I would save Dawn because I think she's just a fun, free spirit who's very confident
I do.
and not afraid.
Yeah, I do think the killing of Cat Lady particularly emphasizes what Art is. Just this is a very mentally ill woman. This is not that anybody obviously deserves whatever they get in this movie, but
Right.
like this is a severely mentally ill woman who believes a baby doll is her like actual child and tries to comfort Art the Clown. And there's a lot of movies that would show like go out of their way to try to show like almost like a sympathetic bone in the antagonist's body to be like, well, this is, I do draw a line somewhere. And
Right.
Art the Clown don't give a fuck.
I appreciate that.
I do in some ways, yeah. I think if you're going to do the brutal killer psycho thing without a reason, without a cause, like that is how you have to do it, right? There has to be no exceptions. But the bait and switch of I understand objectively the most brutal kill that we've got was Dawn's kill.
Yeah.
But the bait and switch of him finding comfort in her and then not just like killing her, because there are other characters who he's just like you know,
Yeah.
but taking joy in her suffering. She's still alive when we find her in Art.
Yeah.
And that's so I would save her.
He's
That's
a stinker.
So sad. Okay, that's a way to put it. What is your favorite scare?
There are a lot.
Yeah.
I always think the pizza diner scene is when he's like, when he's just changing his face. Because he's like, oh, it's like, I laugh because it's funny, but then also it's creepy. And then I laugh because I'm uncomfy.
Yeah, that's fair.
But when he's staring down Tara.
Yeah, it's like nervous laughter. Yeah.
Right. And I do think he's genuinely funny a lot of the movie.
Yeah.
But in a very dark, severely twisted way.
Mm-hmm. I understand that this was like not necessarily supposed to be a jump scare or anything. I'm not gonna get over when he pulled out the fucking gun. I just like that scared me so bad because I was just like not expecting it. Like he's very like a methodical, like I'm going to take pleasure in making this slow and awful for everybody. And that was just like so not that. So I wasn't expecting it at all.
Did you do any did you look into this at all beforehand, or did you go into this blind?
I mean, like pretty blind. Like I knew who Art the Clown was. I knew that I knew this movie was very gory and scary, but I didn't know really anything about like the plot or really what happens in the movie.
I don't think the movie's scary.
No, I think it's more gory than it is scary.
Yeah, I
for
think
sure.
it's gross and gory, and I think Art the Clown is creepy.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. Is you go to horror conventions, there's a lot of cosplayers, and there's a lot of Art the Clown cosplayers.
I think that I find him to be one of the more sinister villains because of the fact that his crimes tend to take a psychosexual turn in a lot of ways.
I think in this one especially.
I was gonna say I can't speak for the sequels, but obviously you have when you're hacksawed in half from your vagina.
Right.
That's the obvious one. But even just the fact that he seems to revel in making Tara uncomfortable at the beginning of the movie. He puts a like fake engagement ring on her hand,
Right.
and then he goes and like spreads fecal matter and other bodily fluids all over the bathroom. Like his obviously removing that woman's breasts.
Yeah.
Even to some extent, like him whipping Victoria, I feel like is like, I don't know that that's necessarily like, you know, an explicitly sexual thing, but I think like combined with all of the other grossness that he gets up to, I think that's like, yeah, I just find him very like particularly disturbing.
Because in this movie, when he's killing men, it's more blunt.
It's very quick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he has fun with the pizza guy, but
Right.
like other than that, it's
And the one exterminator at the end.
yeah.
I think part of it is just because he encounters more women in this movie.
And that's fair. It
And
could be that.
It's a slasher film that loves the 80s slasher films.
Right. It just seems like every time he is killing a woman, it like
Right.
it is very grossly and weirdly sexual.
Right. I agree. I don't know if that... I don't think it continues as much in the sequels, because I'm trying to think. But they're still trying to cross lines and boundaries in the sequels. But my memory will be jogged later.
That's fair.
In the year.
Tony Todd Award for movie MVP?
I feel like I have to give it to David Howard Thornton.
That's fair. Yeah. I think I was gonna go between two people. I'll go Damian Leone then. I mean, he did like everything for this movie.
He really did. This is his baby. But then, you know, this is like the Robert Englund effect on A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
Or Boris Karloff on Frankenstein, you know?
Yeah.
I think David Howard Thornton's going to go down in horror history as one of the great horror legends.
Yeah, I could see that. Is the score better than Jaws?
No.
No, I agree. The composer is Paul Wiley. And he is known for Terrifier and Terrifier 2 and Terrifier 3. And a movie called Stream, which I've never heard of.
They're from like a lot of the same Terrifier team.
Yeah, he's basically kind of part of that team. That seems to be his thing. He composes for a lot of independent horror, that kind of stuff, that kind of vibe.
I do like the vibes of the score.
Yeah.
It's very 80s, very simple. It's perfect for this movie.
Yeah, I agree. This one is not really one that relies a lot on gimmicky scores or big scores or anything like that. So, yeah. A fine addition to your collection. Do you own this movie?
Funnily enough, I don't.
That's so funny. Because you have, like, Funko Pops and sweatshirts and stuff.
I'm literally wearing my Art the Clown hoodie right now. Which technically is a Terrifier 2 hoodie. I have a Art the Clown Funko Pop, which is technically a Terrifier 2 Art the Clown Funko Pop.
Okay, spoiler alert.
I have a action figure that I got as a birthday present from my friend Doug. And that is Terrifier.
Nice.
So I don't have a bunch of merch. But I do have a little bit.
It's good. It's a decent amount, especially for a relatively recent franchise.
Yeah, but I don't have this on physical media at the moment. How about you? Would this make a fine addition to your collection?
No.
What if I bought it for you?
Please don't. I'll give it back.
I'll give
You
it
don't
back.
have it, so you can have it. I'm good. And with that, I feel like we should get out our Letterboxd reviews.
Fair enough.
Okay. I haven't talked much in this episode, and there's reasons for this. I gave this movie 1 star, and I said, "Oh, I get it. The gimmick is that it's bad." I was not a fan of this film. And here's I'll get on my soapbox for like 2 seconds here, because I haven't talked much. This movie, we talked about it a little bit off mic and like while we were watching it, but there is blood and gore, and that's not what turns me off to this movie. Because I love the Saw franchise. Mm-hmm. But you know what I love about the Saw franchise? It tells a coherent story most of the time. There are Saw movies that don't need to exist, but it tells a story. This movie was just like, we like blood, and we don't care who knows. And that's not for me. Also, and we didn't talk about it really, but it drove me crazy the whole movie to the point where I couldn't stop bringing it up. So I do need to bring it up here. The whole movie takes place in this, like, a kind of semi-abandoned building. Mm-hmm. And, like, there's an exterminator there to get the rats out. And, like, he takes her through to go to the bathroom. And he's walking her through, like, a disgusting basement to a disgusting bathroom. And he's like, I'm an exterminator. I'm here to take care of a pest. And I don't think you want to know what pest. And she's like, what? And he's like, rats. There's so many problems with this building that it's insane to the plot point of like whoever owns this building walked in and was like, we gotta get these rats out of here is insane to me. And that is all I have to say about Terrifier. Not a fan.
Fair. So Jeremy gave this 1 star.
Yeah.
Which I feel like was not fair. I gave this half a star. And I said, no, thank you. And here is my thing. I appreciate what Terrifier is doing. I think that Art himself is a very compelling and fun villain. I don't need any more torture porn. I'm good. That's fine. I am still, like, excited to watch Terrifier 2 and 3 with friends, because I think that that's what made this a fun experience, is, like, it was with other people. But I don't think this movie really served any greater purpose other than to give us gratuitous torture. And I think that maybe, like you've said, like maybe the sequels are a little more compelling. So I am looking forward to seeing that. And again, I know like there's limited budget. There's a reason that this movie is not like my fave.
Well,
but I'm excited to see kind of like where the sequels take it, because I think I'll like those a little more.
This was made for such a niche audience.
That's true too. Yeah.
It's a surprise I think it was a surprise to everyone that it blew up the way it did.
Right.
And, you know, I gotta credit Damien Leone. Like I said, I don't think his writing's the strongest in this one. Mm-hmm. But, hey, sometimes you gotta walk before you can run. He wrote a movie.
Yeah, he did.
Was it good? Debatable.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of credit should be given the fact that while I don't think this one's the strongest, you go and see what the other ones are doing, and it's like, well, you have to start somewhere. So, it ain't my favorite movie, but also I've seen this one a couple times, so it's grown on me over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it'll grow on you guys.
Maybe so. I wouldn't be surprised if after seeing the next 2, I go back with a little more affection, but
right.
We'll have to see. So what did you give it?
I gave it 3 stars.
Okay.
And a heart.
Okay.
And I said, I'm starting to regret hiring this art guy for my kid's birthday party.
That's awesome, man. Me too. And since there's no Supernatural alumni, that brings us to our special edition superlative, which is, what would you do if they were your kid's birthday clown?
Call the police.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's going to be the running theme. But
this guy especially.
Yeah, this man is...
Where'd he get that gun?
That's my thing. This man has a gun. And And just because they make teachers do training to stop the bleed at this point in 2026 doesn't mean that I necessarily want to like test out that skill that I have, you know?
I would refer him to a dentist.
Oh, yeah, you hate his teeth.
His teeth are bad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And you hate his nose.
I do. I don't. Okay, here's the thing. That sounds really anti-Semitic, and I need you guys to know that I mean the little dot on his nose. I don't know why.
I didn't mean it like that.
I know, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's funny. Since I'm not an anti-Semite like Austin is. No, I'm just kidding.
The fuck?
No, I don't know why the little dot on his nose like really disturbs me, and I can't pinpoint it. I can't figure it out. But yeah.
You can't put a point on it?
Yep. Can't put a finger on it. Mm-hmm.
You can't boop it?
Nope. I will not be booping. I would try to give him some cake so that he didn't eat my kid's face off.
He's just a hungry little guy.
Yeah, I think there's more to it than that.
He don't like pizza.
At least not their pizza.
Yeah. Those were big slices of pizza.
They were pretty big slices of pizza. All right, Austin. Would you die?
Yeah. 100%. I don't think Art the Clown would see me and recognize me as a friend.
No, I don't think
I don't
so.
think he does that.
I don't think he does that either. Do you think he's ever met somebody he hasn't killed?
I'm going to let you wait and find out.
That's fair. I also do believe that without a doubt I would die.
Yeah.
Or I guess he would eat my face off and I would somehow live and be horribly deformed.
I'd rather
and also
die.
Go crazy. I think I would also rather die. Not even necessarily the deformity, but the going crazy part doesn't sound like particularly appealing to me. So,
and yeah, same. I don't mind. Well, I would mind, but I'm like, if you're going to attack me, just kill me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just get it over with.
Jeremy, you dying?
No.
Explain.
Why is that?
Because if I were the younger sister in this scenario, and I pulled up, and I saw what I saw, I would simply fucking leave.
Well, they wanted to.
Well, did they?
They were drunk.
No. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the younger sister who comes to pick up her sister.
Oh, I thought she was the older
Terrible.
I
one.
think she's older.
Is she?
Yes.
No.
But either way.
But also, she didn't see anything yet.
No, she did, and then she went down the stairs anyway. She was all like, hello, I gotta go down there.
That's fair.
And she's hearing cat lady yell and moan and scream, and she goes down there.
So you would leave your sister?
Yes. In this scenario, I am going to get help. I'm going to go and find a police officer.
Elena,
And
if
come
you're
back.
listening, which I know you're not, I would come and save you.
And this is why I don't have siblings.
Because you also left.
Yeah, exactly. Because I also left. That was fucking good.
Austin, where can the people find you?
The people can find me quitting my job at the pizzeria because I am not paid enough to clean up this shit. At Austin M. Torres, across the social medias. You can find the show's social media at Would You Die Show. You can subscribe to our YouTube page where you can watch my short films like Ice Cream, Spider, and The Blood Witch, as well as a trailer for my upcoming short film, Dietary Restrictions. And you can subscribe to our Patreon, where there are monthly bonus episodes, our bi-monthly show, The Godzilla Project, where we just covered King Kong vs. Godzilla last month, and our weekly sports show, Would You Ball, the show where we like sports.
We don't care who knows.
Damn straight. Where can the people find you?
The people can find me treating my stuffed animals like my children and hanging out with cats. You can also find me at Whimsawillow on everything. Absolutely everything. Instagram, Letterboxd, Tumblr. Find me everywhere. I'm out there. Jeremy, where can the people find you?
You can find me buying Art the Clown prescription strength toothpaste, as well as at Annually Funny across all social platforms.
Thanks, Jeremy, for producing our podcast. Thank you also to Josie Palmer for composing our theme music. You can check out her music on Spotify and Apple Music. A big thank you also for our graphics, which are displayed on our social media. They're done by Alec Gibson at Crosshook Creative. You can find more of his work at wearecrosshook.com. Austin, do you have a hint for the next episode?
What are you gonna do? Knock my block off? Until then, I'm Austin Torres.
And I'm Anneliese Petersmark.
Try not to die.